we're live. That's it. Welcome.
Perfect. Well, there we go. Welcome to Stonxcast, episode 5. My name is James, as you may well know by now, and Ollie goes by the name of that.
I'm Score Unknown, and this is Church of Bleach.
Church of Bleach.
What's going on, mate?
Church of Bleach. So I thought, as a fun little part of this podcast, I would change my Zoom name to something topical. And today it is Church of Bleach. So just to read you a headline, coronavirus COVID-19, of course, this managed to work its way into this. Federal judge
1 minute in.
enters, standard. Federal judge enters temporary injunction against Genesis 2 Church of Health and Healing, also known as Church of Bleach.
Church of Bleach.
Preventing sale of chlorine dioxide products equivalent to industrial bleach to treat COVID-19. Now, so here we go. This is an interesting one to start with. So what the fuck?
Basically,
Church of Bleach. Church of Bleach. Hello, everyone. It is fucking, what day is it? Oh, Sunday, isn't it? That's the only day we do these. And Church of fucking Bleach. Church of Bleach. Church of Bleach. Make your donations to the Church of Bleach. Basically, essentially, the Genesis 2, I want to get this right so we don't get sued. The Genesis 2 Church of Health and Healing originated with a little scheme to perform enemas on children with bleach to cure the autism out of them.
Obviously.
So, and now they've jumped on the bandwagon to cure COVID-19, and these are people to keep an eye out. It's not the reason, we don't think, for Trump's bleach comments. However, they have now bandwagoned his disinfecting comments. So this is the world we live in. May 3rd, 2020.
Don't inject yourself with bleach.
Church of Bleach to get rid of the autism in children. That is the world we live in as we enter Stonxcast episode 5. So, Ollie, what have you got to talk about today?
Well, this week I are mostly been injecting myself with bleach.
I've been putting dioxide in my eye. It's cured the COVID right out of me.
I don't know, pretty uneventful week this week. I've been trying to fix my 3D printer, which is...
because there wasn't enough bleach.
Not enough bleach in my week, really. Too much coffee, not enough bleach.
I'm so up for Church of Bleach. What they do, I am not up for. Kill them. Kill them for what they do.
Is Church of Bleach TM'd? Because we should totally just start a black metal band called Church of Bleach.
Yeah. Well, we'll see how it's going. Sort of black doom, black doom. What did I like before? Black and sludge. That was good.
Yeah, we'll give it a go.
I've been reviewing for a magazine recently, and we did some black and sludge. That was good. That was a good mix.
Whatever we do, we'll play with Doug's band, and it'll be
Black
fine.
and sludge. What have you got to tell us today, Ollie?
It was pretty boring week for me this week. Just trying to fix my 3D printer. Ended up spending money on parts, but hopefully that means we should next week, if we're up and running, be making some little bits and bobs, Stonx key rings and stuff, and other mod. I don't know what to make. I'm sure I'll find something to make with it.
Branded Stonx breaking and entering equipment.
Yeah, I mean, even just like little microphone clip.
That one.
Yeah. Microphone clip. Hold. I've got a second screen. I'm using my old tablet. I could 3D print some little thing to have that.
I like the Lenovo ones with the little fuck off obnoxious speaker at the bottom.
Yeah, that's the one. A little clip for that to sit next to the computer. Oh, I'm sure I'll find a million uses.
I think it's only fair. Every time I start an episode with something I've heard in a certain podcast, I should credit the podcast, and 99% of the time it's going to be Robert Evans's Behind the Bastards. So get on that. It's on iHeartRadio or wherever you get your podcasts. I should plug him because a lot of my worldview has now come
it's
from
just his,
him.
right? Great.
He's pretty much my news now. I don't listen to anything else. I just listen to the podcast and the podcast he's associated with. So yeah, check out Robert Evans.
I've not even watched it. I've got you and another one of my mates mentioned it, but I don't know. I've got a bunch of things I listen to. I find it hard to find room for more stuff.
Yeah, I've always got it on in the background because if I listen to the sound of my own brain for about 10 minutes, I'll just self-destruct like the assassin bot from fucking The Mandalorian. He's well up for it.
So for any of you observant folk out there, you might notice that our website has changed. And I always do this earlier than we do it on socials, just because I doubt
because he's better than me.
Well, no, because we have a release schedule on socials and everything. But I think if anyone actually bothers to click through to our website, they should look. They get the artwork early. If you click down here on Ashura, I've put the whole thing up. It links.
I could bore you guys for a little bit about the EP then.
Yeah, go for it.
So here we have London 2-track, which I kind of thought about when I was travelling into London on the way to do some sort of like bizarre field officering work. And I took that photo. There's the album cover. It's actually the shard in the background. We decayed it up a bit, but it's basically just a 2-track concept of like a really, really like you know them nights you had when you were younger that you just the edge was reached. So one of them nights, it's kind of meant to sound like you're falling down the tower of the Big Ben Bell, the Queen Elizabeth Tower. So look out for lots of like controlled chaos. It's almost like cinematic grime. And then
I enjoyed mixing this one. It was fun.
Yeah, nice. Yeah, it was mixed and mastered by Oliver Barron, who sits on a boat with a long beard. Look at it now. Yeah.
Twisting
because this is a visual format, isn't it? I'm sitting here like a fucking someone who's. I was going to say stroke victim, but you shouldn't be so damn offensive all the time, James. You should check yourself. You should check yourself, mate. Anyway, yeah, and the second track, Inertia Decay. So you got Urban Rampage or Uncle Rumpers Tumping Tumper through Rumper Thumper.
Got so many names and we're working on it.
In the end, because just
Rumper
polysyllabics make this fun. So you've got Urban Rampage followed by Inertia Decays, which is sorry, I've got quite a dry mouth and I don't want to. I don't want you guys to hear me. So the second track, Inertia Decays, is basically the morning after, where you can still hear all the music in your fucking bathroom, extractor fan, etc., etc. If you know, you know. If you survived, well done. And yeah, essentially, buy my fucking EP. It's called London 2-track.
Yeah, out on May the 11th.
Inertia Decay is kind of down-tempo-y, urban UK rappy style, but no vocals, because if I tried to rap with this accent, someone from another postcode should just come and do me. Like, I'm open to that. Like, I'm the home county person.
It's just going to happen, right?
That's why I make the beats, man. It's literally my way of appropriating a culture without any, like, and I would totally understand anyone's anger of, like, look, I'm the whitest dude.
Bleach.
I'm like glowing. I am glowing. Bleach,
white.
Like it's fucking. I'd have to check my privilege like 9,000 times before I get out of bed because I have a bed. Like, you know what I mean? Oh, jeez, I just hit myself in the balls on camera with my phone.
Whack. That's what you get.
Honestly, it's not the slapstick I was fucking going for.
Oh, we love it.
That's what happens if you try to appropriate a culture. It's instant karma. Don't do it. Be an ally. I have to do the rest of this podcast now feeling sick.
Oh, great. Well, I'll give you a minute and I'll fly through some of my articles.
Buy my EP and crowdfund me new balls.
Yeah, it is out to pre-order now, and it will be up on Bandcamp. I'll talk about that as well. I forgot to put that in a thing up here, but
the camp of band.
Oh, fuck it. We'll talk about that. We'll start with Bandcamp. I ballsed up last week.
Wait, because I promised you I'd change my name back from Church of Bleach.
Okay. We mentioned this in last week's podcast. I buggered up and I wrote all of the wrong days that Bandcamp were doing wavering their fees. But they're actually doing it for the next 3 months, first Friday of every month.
Did we do this twice?
No,
I feel like we mucked this up twice, didn't we?
No, I mucked it up last week, and then this week, when it actually was, we totally forgot to post about it.
Oh man, the pain in my balls has moved into my arm. I don't know what's happening. I'm having a real bad time over here.
That's what you get, boy.
Yeah, bicep balls are all linked.
But
Reflexology, sorry.
It's fine.
I just stopped crashing you.
It's fine. Reboot. Yeah, our Bandcamp. So the first Friday of every month, next 3 months, Bandcamp are waiving their fees, and yeah, just check out our Bandcamp. Check out what pricing we've got on there. It's free. Pay what you like. So if you pay what you like on the first Friday of a month, we'll actually get it, and if you don't, then we'll get whatever. It's only 5%, I think, Bandcamp take, but
yeah, they took like £2 off us when someone bought the back. But someone bought the back catalogue for £15 or something. Thanks, Aaron.
It's good. So yeah,
it's not one of our mates.
This set here, that empty box. I've already uploaded
that
it,
and we're going to go.
We're just waiting
That's
for
where
it.
the EP's going to go.
2-track will be there in
there
next week, ish.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Cool. So this is we'll start off here, and this is like old news because it happened the other day. But you sent me a message when this stream was happening. Skrillex was before. I don't know if you realised, but you sent me the Noisia live stream. It was a back-to-back Skrillex Noisia ting.
Oh, really?
Yeah, Sonny and This.
He's crushed. Is that what he looks like now?
Yeah, man, he's aged. He ain't no little boy no more.
Has he found the Oxys?
So, yeah, I listened to a bit of that when you linked me that. That was good.
He looks like, I mean, fair play, you wouldn't like know that he was in, I know we talk about this a lot, but you wouldn't know he was in that emo band, would you?
No, he's grown into
I've
himself.
nothing against it. I like the emo band. I'm pretty sure my MSN screen name was one of his lyrics with like XX near it for a little.
I'm sure it was. XOXO. No, you're no Tantasium. Oh, bloody phone calls. You can fuck off.
You've frozen on my screen in the most perfect pose. You were just like,
oh,
the bloody, what?
Everything's gone wrong. Everything's gone wrong. My phone is...
Alright, we saved all the technical fuck-ups for the middle of it now.
Oh, my God. Oh, my God. Right, hold on. Jesus Christ. Alright, we did it. Can you hear me? Is everything okay?
I've smacked myself in the cock. Oh, dear.
My phone rang, and then when I tried to stop it, it got tangled up in my microphone cable.
Was it me? Quite often butt dial you.
No, it wasn't. Wasn't this time. Yeah, so...
Right, we've lost motion. Let's go. Carry on. Yeah, let's go.
So let me just find the second part of this. So this happened this week. If you missed it, I mentioned this last week, but here it is again, properly, and you can take the URL, residentadvisor.net/guide/streamland. So this, it can tell you everything that's going on. They've done it all for you. So, you know, you can find out what's on what day. And find some cool streams, because there's so many people streaming and doing stuff right now. I say it every week, but just yeah, check this out, Guide to Streamland, and then you won't miss stuff like Sonny and This doing DJ sets and stuff. Cool, fun. Sad news, boo, but good news, yay! I said the other week as well, Gorillaz are releasing new tracks. There's a new one this week, How Far, in tribute to Tony Allen, who was a Afrobeats drummer, quite a pioneer of the genre, really. He passed away this week, and they released this tune. I actually really enjoyed it. I like a bit of Gorillaz, but this one's pretty on point. I was vibing that this morning, so check that one out. I was also trying to look at legalities of us playing other videos and stuff, because we're not actually monetized yet, but people could, I think Twitch, and then when we upload to YouTube, it's just going to be more hassle than it's worth, I think. So we can't play stuff, unfortunately. But yeah, check this out. New Gorillaz track. I enjoyed it quite a lot. And then, if you're feeling real adventurous, you can go to one of these drive-in raves amid the COVID lockdown. Have you seen this?
No, carry on.
Fucking drive-in raves, mate. Stay in your car. It's like a drive-in cinema, but they had a fucking drive-in rave.
No, you get all mateys like doing their ting on the fucking dashboard.
Yeah,
Police are just gonna walk around and just be like, hello. Like, I'm not sure, mate. I don't think it's viable, to be honest.
I saw some screenshots of it earlier in the week, or some videos from
Having been in a car at a rave, mate, like, and as I've said, like, it's all well in my past. I don't even know if it's the same anymore. I don't know what the kids are doing. They're probably all putting anthrax in their ass or something. Don't do that. Not endorsed.
Church of
not
Bleach.
endorsed.
Church of Bleach.
Church of Bleach. Church of Bleach. Retire centralised government. You didn't even notice I changed it.
So yeah, I saw some footage of this, and it was just people fucking smacking their horns the whole time, so you couldn't even hear the music. It was just fucking yes.
You're 1,500 metres in a K-hole, just like boom, boom, boom.
But
yeah, it's not good. People are going to die. Nobody can drive home from that rave. This is bollocks. This is actually bollocks. This is unsafe. I fucking do not condone this as an idea.
I thought it was awesome and the best idea I've ever heard. It was just like a go fuck
until I was here. I mean, it's obviously genius. Sick. I don't know why I went mental about it. I'm sorry. I've calmed down now.
No, it is sick, but it is also pretty stupid, like everything in this fucking lockdown. Yeah,
the M1's just going to be like fucking a scene out. Have you ever seen, you know that scene in Star Wars where the rebels are waiting for Darth Vader? That's going to be like the M1 with all the police.
I thought that's well good. Hopefully we see.
Except it's not going to be Darth Vader at all. It's going to be some bloke who can't remember what his knees look like. I came here for the Stonx, man.
Other news.
Is this the episode that I posted on my personal Facebook?
Studio 338 they're in Greenwich, in London.
Landed down.
I was reading. I don't know where it is. It must be in one of these. I don't know I wasn't on their website. I was reading it, but I thought I'd put their website up anyway. Maybe it was this. Yeah, look, they've already put together 10 weeks of music and parties. Starting date to be confirmed. So they're like prepping for lockdown to be over. They've not set a release yet of when they're going to do these nights, but they're totally gearing up for a massive push to try and get people back out there, because I think this is going to be a bit of trouble kind of post all this lockdown stuff. Now, I'm sure you'll have a bunch of people who'll just go straight back out thinking lockdown is over, so we can just do what we fucking want. But I'm sure a lot of people that have anxieties anyway. What the fuck is happening with your name?
Sorry.
Yeah, I reckon a bunch of people.
I was apologising for spelling.
I reckon a bunch of people that have anxieties and stuff anyway aren't going to take a while to recover from this. So I think it's true. Quite a lot of venues.
True. I mean, it's taken like as much as I can get up here and do this. Like, it does take its toll. I get a lot of it's almost like homing missile anxiety. Like, I'll just be standing making like bolognese or something, and I'll just be like, all of the troubles of the world. And then it used to be like a really like standardized, like what I would say like a lot of people report anxiety is, but now I have this very detached, odd, almost like sociopathic reaction to it, where it never really reaches my conscious. It's just a physiological reaction, or I have a heart condition. I don't know.
That is it, though. It is the physical reaction in your body is the point, you know. People say they
it's
feel
just a massive rush of cortisol.
Um,
Your body just told you there's a rhino behind you. There are no rhino. The rhino in your head.
Yeah, but that's going to be like that for a lot of people. So
that doesn't. I'm not trivializing it, by the way. Not trivializing it. It's in my head too. The rhino lives in my head too.
It lives in everyone's head.
I might get that tattooed on my forehead.
On your forehead. Yeah.
The rhino lives in my head too.
So
I should probably let you do this.
Yeah, probably should. It's all right. Another article I was reading, just like to follow on from this. I think it was a BBC article. But it was saying there's quite a few festivals and stuff, depending where you've bought your tickets. So if you bought it from Ticketmaster or if you bought it direct from the festival's website and whatever, they are allowing you to either get a full refund or continue your ticket over for next year. And the article was basically saying that a lot of these companies are probably going to be relying on people carrying their tickets over to next year. Because if they have to refund all this money on top of all the money that they've lost, it's pretty bad. So any of you guys that have got tickets to festivals out there, if you do have the chance, the opportunity to carry them over, it's going to be in the best interest of all of the people. You know, a lot of money, time and effort goes into sorting out these events.
Yeah. So never let your schedule rob you of experiences. You'll never get them back.
Yeah, man. I mean, there's so many bands that I wish I'd seen that I've just missed now, and so.
Yeah, I'm meant to be seeing Rage and Run the Jewels in September, and as soon as they announce what that might be rebooked for, that's going to be sick. Flying Lotus. Oh man, I played some of his music to Lexi the other day, and she looked at me. She works in like computer programming, and she looked at me just like, he's broken it. It's like, how can I listen to the audio sound of my job?
So he's releasing an instrumental version of his last album, I think it is. It's very hard to tell what's going on. Like, there are vocals, fair enough, but not massively. So yeah, there we go.
He's managed to make himself look even more eccentric. I love this. He's just like, he has like a full suit of armor of eccentricity.
He is
like, he's such a dude, man.
So that's that. I've not checked it out yet, but I'm sure that's a fun, trippy little journey to listen to. Boom, 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 boom. Look at this fucking price tag. So I was looking on Sound on Sound the other day, and of course this grabbed my attention because it's got one big knob. We've said this before. I love one big knob. That's my favourite thing in any.
He does love the one big knob.
One big knob. That's all you need. Any audio.
I can't believe we're even making that joke. I feel like I should have elevated myself above a status where I don't find that funny, but like I know that like even when I got it, I'd like slyly like wank off the knob.
Yeah, it's nice.
I don't know. It's just how things turn out.
It's a audio interface, monitor control. It's got crazy stupid sample rate and everything. Real nice simple back end, which we like. You got.
Sorry, there was another stupid thing in there. My like 14-year-old brain's on. It's terrible, man. I'm gonna end up looking like Piers Morgan or something. Oh God, no, that'd be a fate worse than death. I'd honestly rather eat a bag of glass than be associated to that blowhard.
Yeah, good call. But this is something neither of us would be able to afford, but I just saw it and it looked gorgeous. So anyone out there that's in the market for some really expensive equipment,
how much is it?
It's only $2.5 grand.
I mean,
it's alright. It's fine. I mean, I'm sure I have no use for it at all, but I just like the knob and I like the simplicity of the ins and outs.
Anyone want to buy feet pics?
This next one. Oh, you're gonna love this.
Fund me an audio.
You're gonna like this one.
What? I was gonna show you this, but I thought you'd fucking palm me down. I thought you'd be like, "Why would you even need that? It's on the screen, yeah. It's on the screen, blood. You don't even need to. You don't need to spend money."
Morph, you know the guy that bought our hat and made us the Funkatron thing.
Yeah. No.
He sent me this earlier today, and I was like, "What the fuck? It's gorgeous." I've seen a few people make stuff like this before, but they're usually hacky, shitty DIY
I didn't think you'd
things.
like it.
I love it. I don't know why, but it's just great.
How much is it?
I had to email him to ask. There's no price.
No price.
No.
Thought it's free.
Look at that.
Oh.
Knobs. I love knobs.
Oh, what? So you like this is a multi-knob fixation this time?
So many.
That's pretty. That's the future, though, isn't it? Is having everything like
takes all
the melding of hardware and software is going to be the future.
Yeah, definitely. If the computer can do... Oh, darling, be careful. Got the kitten here. If the computer can do everything, then why not let it?
Yeah.
Yeah, really cool. Really cool.
Look at that. That's dope. Look at the state of that thing.
So I'll have to wait to hear back for an email from them to find out how much it actually costs.
How much is it? I'll do something, maybe. I'm not rich, by the way. I might take my clothes off and run around the street screaming, "Please buy me one."
Well, I was thinking about it. Like, if they're a cool company, they might have an open source version of the software because the software is important. But all that is a bunch of knobs, a screen, and a Raspberry Pi or something like that. Some other little board computer in there.
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
So all of these knobs go to that computer. That computer's the little mini computer is running some kind of firmware, software, whatever, which is connecting it to that computer. So what they've done with the software is impressive to get it to work and run and do all of this.
Yeah. The integration with the GUI is nice.
What they've done with the hardware is also impressive, but they could sell a kit quite easily where you could buy your own set of knobs.
There we go.
You could buy your own Raspberry Pi. And we will see what they say when they get an email back from them. I'll try and ask them if I can just make my own.
It's how you do it for 50p, and you open the box, and it's like, "Oh wait, no, I don't have a computer engineering degree, or I'm not Ollie." That beard, right? Show them the length of your beard. All of that is computer.
If you look
so
at
don't think that you. I'm not trying to dishearten you. I'm trying to steer you in the direction where you don't end up with a box of wires just hanging. Oh, mate.
Look. These ones, the knobs are different. And if you look at it, if you use your analytical eye, that's a computer render. They've not made this yet. It's not real. It doesn't exist. This one looks more real, and you can see it doesn't look like their render. It's got wires sticking out and stuff. So it's still...
But that's a stock image as well. Oh, fucking thing's a scam.
No, I'm just saying it's like it's early beta is the point. They're definitely not full definitely not full. Look, there we go, twisting his knobs. Oh, look at that.
What's wrong with me?
Yes, it's definitely not fully I can't think of the word now. Factory makey big, lots of. They did not do that yet.
What? I don't know how anyone was meant to grasp any kind of like.
It's not distribution ready. It's not. They've not got it factory ready or anything. I think it's still in its early kind of stages. So wherever it is down here,
you kind of covered that when you said it was a beta.
Yeah. So look, it said I want one.
Anyway.
I want one. Contact us. So I contacted them and I said I want one.
You can't have one.
And then this one is another very interesting for you if you can be bothered for it. I found this on one of the Mr. Bill groups that I was on. I think this might actually be Mr. Bill's partner, but she's created a Max for Live plugin, which utilizes a couple of libraries. Know what I mean, right? So you've got to build it yourself from GitHub, but it can generate stems from any audio track.
Oh
so
yeah, I think I saw this as well.
You can put in anything you want, like a full track, and get out drums, guitar, bass, and vocals. What? It sounds like witchcraft to me. Which it might well be. So I'm going to give this a go. Sometime. I posted it in our Discord. That's probably where you saw it.
Nice. I've put a sample of my Neuro in the Discord for you to play through your computer sound later as well.
Awesome, nice. That I might as well just say that while we're here. We have a Discord if anyone uses Discord.
Yeah, we should promote this.
It is chat.stonx.co.uk and that'll take you to an invite. But it's just us chatting, sorting out things, chucking around ideas.
Yeah, we've got some public channels and we've got a private channel where we talk about the revolution, and we've got some public channels. So mostly the public channels, but also those other ones.
I mean, we post up tutorials, we chat, help each other out with mixes. If we're working on songs, we post up
help
snippets,
each other out in a commune. It's a kind of an online commune.
So if anyone's working on tracks and they want to be part of a little mini community, they come along.
Yeah, we'd love to hear from you, and that's essentially where you can hit us up for like free. Edward, like, what do you want? I'll tell you stuff. I'll tell you.
You're trying to work on samples. You're trying to work on things. Hit us up on.
Yeah, I'll tell you about the coffee I buy. It's nice.
It is. We post memes. We chat shit.
This is about banging El Mirador. Yeah, I'll tell you about the story of the night.
Stonx. There you go. Chat.stonx.co.uk.
All right, chat.stonx.co.uk. I'm ruining this, and I love it. I'm having so much.
It's all right.
I don't know if that looking mad at me later.
I'm going to hand you the screen in a minute, then I'm just going to ruin everything for you, so it's fine.
And I'm just going to start windmilling the whole thing.
Anyway, I'm nearly done, so check this out. The link is up here, which you probably won't be able to see. I'll put the link in our description, I suppose, or just come to our Discord.
Yeah, we'll put the links to the YouTube videos. Can we put them in the Twitch?
Yeah, I think I can, but it goes up on YouTube tomorrow or Tuesday, so it'll have all the links.
Should we make just like a Google Docs compilation of them all that everyone can just access?
Nah, we'll put it in our Discord, and then you have to join us.
The Discord? Yeah, do in the Discord. Come to the Discord, and then you have to come and be like, hey.
Join us. That was another thing that I did this week, thanks to Morph. He's been helping me out quite a bit this week. I updated all of our Discord bots, so we now have a different bot for Twitch. Oh, that should have gone live. That should have pinged up. Let me check. Let me see. So I made new Discord bots for Twitch, for YouTube, in our live streaming channel. It says that we're live. Oh, it's not very good. I should probably get something up. It's just a link. Stonx Music is live. Yeah, so that kind of works. And then same on our socials channel. Got stuff in there, and that should have all worked. That was one of the things I did this week. So yeah, come join our Discord if you want to chat some shit with us and see what we're.
I don't know if you're. I'm not sure if you're for this, but for the musical segment, as we're releasing it for charity anyway, in the end, we could give them a sneak peek of one of the new tracks. So I've got the masters up there. If you want to link.
Yeah, man, we'll do that.
Just give a start. I was thinking because we had to play a couple of the same things, didn't we? So it would be nicer, I think, if they had something new and they got a sneak peek. If you're a Twitch person, I would like to give you Twitchers a
sneaky peeky.
A sneaky peeky. So let me just get the link across to you, because we've come to a nice natural break at 12:30 now, so I can do my bit in the second half.
Awesome. So I've got one.
You're all right with that?
Yeah, one last thing here, and this is another Mr. Bill. We had a discussion on his Facebook group. We were talking about Max for Live plugins. So there is a list here of what he and all the other people that were chatting in the convo deem the most important or most used Max for Live plugins, and there's definitely a few in there that I have not used. So I'm going to check out a few of these this week. So if you
just
are a
go
Twitcher,
to Mr. Bill, learn from him.
just learn from him.
He's
so
boy
good.
mad. Mr. Bill, just the forever shout out for just like, here's how you do production.
Yeah, man. I've been
Thanks.
watching Bill stuff since like Ableton 8. There's
Yeah,
always
man.
something
Oh,
you can
sorry.
learn.
Just while this is on my mind, a big shout out to Let's Synthesize, the YouTube channel. I forgot to shout you out yesterday. I did share you on the socials, but Let's Synthesize was the fun Scandinavian sounding dude that was helping me out with my neuro basses, which you will hear a sample of the product of later. It all interlinks.
Yes. So yeah, take a look.
That was more energy than I have.
We like. Here is all of the things. Take a screenshot or whatever if you want to see, and check out some of these Max for Live plugins. I think most of them are free.
I've just popped the link to my sample in the Discord. It all interlinks.
Brilliant. Where is it? On then.
Right.
Oh, I don't want to open my Discord. Then I've got to dox myself. No, I'm joking.
I was going to say, you're about to get the pure raw slap through the camera.
So what did you actually send me? What do you want me to play?
I sent you the Requiem Master sample because it's just nice and together.
The Requiem Master song.
In Stonx.
Oh yeah, cool. I got it there.
Lovely.
It's on your Ashima. Oh.
Yeah. You got the secret link.
Balls. This one. Right, so I have to just check that my sharing my sound, share computer sound, but it should be coming out anyway there. Let me just check that. Cool, man. So, I'm like an old bloody man, aren't I?
Bloody SoundCloud. Maybe we're on SoundCloud. Sorry, SoundCloud.
Why does SoundCloud always do that? You can't skip to the
Oh, mate, it makes it a right nightmare. Right, anyway, this is my new track, one of the charity tracks that we want to release because obviously the awful thing happened to my friend. Yeah, this is Requiem, the second track. So have a listen.
Cool, man. Do you want to take a break and then we'll come back at the end of this?
Yeah, I'm gonna go shuffle off.
Cool, man. Catch you guys in a bit. mixing or mastering on that one. He did all of that himself, big boy. He's going to watch this back and shout at me now. Yeah, I'm looking forward to this. So this is coming out after London 2 track. Unknown release date as of yet. We're still trying to figure out how it works with releasing stuff. We were in contact with someone at Mind, the mental health charity, and I'm just not sure how we're going to do it. If we release it and donate the money to them, or if they have their own platform for releasing, we don't quite know yet. So these 2 tracks are ready, just awaiting I suppose artwork I need to do and figuring out how we're releasing them. And yeah, that comes after this on May the 11th. We've got a couple of Stonx tunes in the works as well.
Church of Bleach.
Yeah, a couple of Stonx tunes in the works as well.
Hang on, sorry, I'm going back.
There's that one that we were doing with Enlia.
Got the missus in the background.
Nice. Me too.
That's alright, you're not on camera now. There you go.
Hey, hello.
Little bit of the live dancing.
Nice. Yeah, man, I like that track. I was just saying how I didn't even have to do any mixing or mastering on that one at all, pretty much. You sent it to me.
Yeah, it sort of did itself, didn't it?
I think I added I added 2 string lines or something like that. If
well,
that
we could,
maybe. And...
we could open up on the importance of a template then.
Yeah, pretty much. Shall I hand you the screen over then, buddy?
Well, yeah, I'll take the screen. I'm not going to do an Australian accent. It's atrocious.
Yes, no worries. Right, stop share. Now you're huge.
Right.
Alright, now we can see your shirt in all its glory as well.
Yeah, well, yeah. Check out my Rick and Morty Doom shirt. This is well good.
11:30 tonight. I don't know, Central Eastern, I think. So probably like shit bum early in the morning for us. But the series continues.
There'll be levels of shit bum early.
New episodes of Rick and
Right,
Morty.
let me get to my first one. So this was quite interesting. Right, I'll share screen now. Sorry, I was trying not to belch there, ladies and gentlemen. Sorry, I do apologise. Not sure about my computer sound, so I'll just have to do the visuals so far.
I just finished my coffee and it's so bitty.
Here we go. Right. Oh, I've got you now.
Oh,
Ollie just has some sort of like horrible pulmonary embolism. Right, so I thought this was interesting. This is obviously very topical. So this is Shifty, who is it's on the Native Instruments website, so he's a Native Instruments guy. I'll have a listen to you now, Shifty. I haven't heard of you, but I'll give it a listen. I do apologise. I usually like to have a listen before this, but I just didn't have a chance because I'm shit.
Why is he having so much fun?
So this is Shifty's guide to thriving in the quarantine period. Obviously, we are still in the quarantine period. Obviously, eventually we will be offered up to the economy gods, which means we will resume normal service as we drop like flies. But you know, you've got to appease that economy god. So yeah, essentially, this is Shifty's guide to. There's a South Park episode. Look it up on the economy gods. It's well funny. So yeah, this is Shifty's guide to thriving in the quarantine. It's just sort of stuff. I implement some of this stuff. One thing I did notice was he's got his own home studio shoes. I'd like to present to you my home studio shoes, which are these wonderful unicorn slippers. These are beautiful unicorn slippers. Ollie's, as per. Oh no, they're actually looking reasonably good nick for you.
Yeah, not too bad.
But obviously, this guy's he's taken a variety of looks, all of which I might try and rep. This guy's a little bit of a fashionista as well. But yeah, he's got. I need to get a nice rug in my studio, man.
I just got some shitty carpet on the floor, but it stops me slipping around.
But yeah, I mean, he says. I mean, these are the way he's saying it sounds kind of direct, but these are quite generalized ideas. But get up, put your clothes on. If you stay like semi in bed, you'll basically do half the work. You can take any of these looks. I like all of them, especially like this is a suave look, man. I like that. Remove distractions. Now I don't have to take my phone away in the studio. I just don't need to look at it. I get so focused on tunes that I don't even drink water. So yeah, but if you need to,
a lot of people though
just
checking Facebook every 10 fucking minutes and everything. So. those people just turn it off.
I can't
just
do
get rid
that.
of it.
I'd overboil with rage within about 3.5 seconds.
Yeah, man.
So yeah, chuck the distractions. Don't have. I disconnect from the internet when I'm producing sometimes just to stop the temptation.
It also stops you
have
from just going online and getting samples. Of it, it just keeps you focused in the.
Yeah, having a routine if you are a diplomat or some kind of foreign official can kill you, but having a routine for your studio is very, very important. So make sure that you just basically structure yourself. Another good weird thing with routine is, I mentioned this before, but there's a time boxer somewhere for Ableton, which will basically just time you out on things because you can spend so long. I was mastering yesterday, which is the biggest killer for it, and I must have bounced out one of my tracks 90 times.
It's stupid.
So
looking for that magic.
Yeah, exactly. Make a plan, structure yourself. Actually, there you go. So I've got a whiteboard up there with my new release on, and it's my writing's about as good as this geezer's. Looks like somebody's just come back from like Vietnam or something. Ollie's on it. He's got the whiteboard. I've got mine up there. If I turn my camera or anything, it'll just all fall over.
Yeah, everything's gone wrong for me already.
Have a long-term goal. Have a long-term goal. Have a short-term goal. Something I quite like to do is the moment you feel yourself struggling to get a track from start to finish, then just split out and just do 4 ideas in a day rather than a whole track in a day.
Yeah,
you just got to roll, obstacle course, roll, reverse it. You'll be fine.
Yeah, man. Sound design sessions are a must. I think it's a great way if you're
watch
not feeling
tutorials, read some articles, go through this. Go through and save your synth presets. It will just, if you're not doing this, just fucking go through and order your shit, and then the next time you will just have all your instruments, and you will be creative in a whole new way.
It's so nice to hear you say that, man. It's so nice to hear you say that.
Oh yeah, well, I was the worst. Yeah, I'm a recent convert to the not the Church of Bleach.
The Church of Bleach.
Church of Bleach. They're horrible. What they do to children is awful, and they should face the legal reprimand that they deserve. It's no joke. It's fuck them. Go through save your synth presets. It is essential. You will notice that you can just templating everything, get your routing sorted before you even start. Never start just from a blank project unless you've made it yourself, your own blank.
It's just
you
so
can
much
set
time saving, man.
once you get a template the way you want it, with all your audio tracks, your MIDI tracks, your groups, your returns. I can't believe I'm doing this bit. I know, right? How nice is this? I was terrible. Like literally up until about 6 months ago, I had literally no idea. But luckily, I'm a quick learner because I had to learn my entire life in 2 years. More of that later. But yeah, do this. Order your stuff. Your workflow is crucial. Your template is crucial. Please do this. If you need to reach out for anything, get in the Discord.
Yeah, join the Discord.
All in the links. Yeah.
I mean, we share a lot of our presets between each other. If one of us makes something,
people are going to think I'm not on something, but I'm not. I've just had like a mildly good morning.
It's the new coffee, man, isn't it? It's the new coffee.
I never take a good mood for granted, man. You just got to keep because otherwise,
Same thing with the music, though. If you're vibing, roll it.
Ourselves. I feel like it's just been a very open and honest episode, and I like that. I like an open. I'm all about spreading open and honest Discord about mental health and addiction, man. Shout it from the rooftops. Wind people up, because the people you're annoying about it are probably the people that need help, man.
Yep.
Anyway, preachy as fuck, but let's get back to the point. Listen to new music. This is obviously crucial if you're a DJ or just if you work in music. And honestly, this sounds obvious, but I went through about 3 weeks the other day where I didn't listen to anyone else's music.
And
there are producers out there that say they don't listen to anyone else's music.
Mm-hmm. Another one I find it's hard to fall into traps of having. I don't have a favourite artist by any means, but I will always listen to Noise Your Radio, and that's like an hour and a half.
It's also quite hard to fall into making trap.
Yeah. But
don't do that.
It's good to it's good to have some favourite DJs and other people that can broaden your horizons as well. So, not just listening to certain artists, but listening to other radio stations or other.
Yeah, and the thing is, if you're not listening to new music, you're missing half the game. You're not enjoying as a listener anymore. Why are you cutting yourself off?
I find it hard though, man. As a producer, as a producer, I find it. I listen to a lot of tracks and just be like, oh, the hi hats aren't loud enough, and it's like, just fucking enjoy the sick rhythms that are happening and shut up. But
I don't struggle with that as much because I'm like less of a prick than you, but I do understand from a detached point.
It's hard though, and then you do need to listen to loads of music. No, I totally agree with you though. Like, not to be a twat about it. You do have to listen to new music.
The issue with the arrangement is not over. It's not over, guys. It's not over.
But the thing is, I'm not right. I'm not right, and you're not wrong. It's not about that, but it is opinion. But I find it sometimes.
I'm starting to feel less bad. So at least there's that. At least there's that, mate.
It is hard. I think the more new music you listen to, the more your eyes can be opened.
I like the fact I've worked out psychologically that if I beef you about something on here, we can't beef about it properly in real life, and it's actually healthy for our relationship. It locks it in comedy.
Done. Yeah.
So yeah, if you ever want to preserve your relationships, get a platform and air your disagreements in an environment where you can only talk about them. We're never really horrible to each other anyway. No. Ollie's just horrible to me.
Yeah, that's where it goes, obviously. You don't get this beer for being kind.
Right, pay attention to your health and mental health. Honestly, especially now, this is crucial. This is both for producing and just you've got to keep your immune system healthy. You've got to be working out. Now, because I think as a byproduct of I was so inactive when I was I'm a recovering alcoholic. So when I was drinking, I was so inactive. I'm now so active. I'm like I wind my missus up to hell. Like I woke up and within like under 30 seconds yesterday, I just put Russian deathcore on, and she just looked at me like, why have you subjected me to this endless nightmare? That is you. Well, like, and I understand that. I am a burden, but I'm a burden I've grown to love. So yeah,
it's just getting that energy out, getting that movement when you wake up is important.
You have the energy and you're up and about. Just make sure you're maintaining that. Get some exercise in the morning. I'm not trying to fucking rule your life, man, but I don't want you to get ill. So like, yeah, just look after yourself. Make sure you drink enough water. Take some vitamins. You're not going outside enough. Take some D supplement. Take some D supplement. Take some D supplement. That wasn't pre-planned, obviously.
It's the only pre-planned bit.
Get Ollie to come along with me, like this is not going to work. I'm walking into a storm here, mate. So yeah, this guy seems to be on the same level. Prioritize your healthy practices, even at the cost of time in the studio. You will make more of your time in the studio if you go in a good place.
Yeah, definitely.
So you can monopolize on negative emotions as a musician, but what you can't do is monopolize on the fact that you can't. Yeah, don't drag your ass to the studio if it feels like the very last thing in the world you want to do.
Yeah, man.
You drag yourself to the studio, all the things up to if it's the last thing you want to do, because sometimes it can be good, but if you are really feeling like you need to do something else, the best way to clarify it is if you just don't want to do the studio, but you can't think of anything else to do, drag yourself to the studio. If you are thinking that something else might help, or you've got any idea that it might, take a bit of time out and you'll come back and you'll be 10 times more productive.
Yeah, man, definitely.
I think that settles in a way that I stop rambling and play basketball with this dude, Joel Embiid. The process. All right, yeah, he clearly, like, this is a guy that clearly is in control of his life, isn't it? So, yeah, there's very little external validation day in and day out. Everything you do is going to suck if you're discouraged. So, yeah, just keep cracking at it. Maybe read this guy's book. It's a plug for this guy's book at the end, and he does look super happy.
Yeah, man, I'll read out what he's saying.
Cool. So moving on, I'll stick on this. Read this whole article. It's decent. I have a feeling that this gentleman up here, Mr. Shifty, has got some decent ideas behind him. He looks pretty zen, doesn't he? Right. So yeah, nice one, Shifty. Shouting out for people doing the work that I can't be bothered to put on type. Sorry, I'm just terrible. Right. Next one, music theory basis. Always a good time to cram. If you're stuck inside, always a good time to. A lot of my anxiety is based around the fact that I was drunk a lot when I was younger, and I don't have the crystal clear memory of the foundations of music that I should have learned. So if you're looking at a way to diffuse some of your anxiety, learn some basics. So I'll be reading this later, even though I've got a little bit of theory knowledge now. It's always good to brush up. So take a look at this. It looks like a really nice comprehensive guide. Music Radar got a little bit adverty for me recently, but it seems to be just taking you through like your notes, your intervals, your scales and stuff. It's just brush yourself up if you're worrying about it. And there's a lot of musicians out there. I'm not going to say that. I'm going to retract from previous podcasts. If you want to get into music, you should use all those Unison plugins and stuff where you got chord arrangements so you can start hearing things and reverse engineering. It was silly of me to say not to do that, but I can do that, and I still find myself wanting to learn this. So maybe that's just me, but if you want a full-rounded knowledge, you're never going to get the creativity out of what someone else has done. You can't. You're working in someone else's template. That can be really good, but eventually you're going to want to take it for a walk. So learn.
Yeah, man.
I don't think people shouldn't learn.
It works both ways.
I'm super preachy today, man. I'm like turbo, like 150% preacher.
I think the thing with theory is if you don't know it, you feel like learning it is going to give you more freedom to make more music, which is kind of true. Yeah. But it's also the other way around. If you want some limitation and you just don't know what notes to use, like having a bit of theory. I
utilize both tools.
Yeah, that's it. I started on guitar.
You've got this entire playground to play with. If you want, come and shout us your ideas in the Discord about how you intermingle the two types of creativity. That'd be interesting.
Yeah, sometimes I start knowing what chord progression I want. I kind of have an idea. Other times I do these mud pie sessions, make a load of fucking noise and pull it together and kind of figure out what notes.
Get on our socials as well. Start commenting on our posts. Stop leaving them a bereft bastion of music tech knowledge. Come on. Right. Anyway, moving on. Serato Play. I don't really need to tell you too much about this. This is essentially their pro DJ software.
Yeah, this is the thing. We still got more companies giving away more free stuff and giving away more.
Yeah. So I've still got some free things to show you. So yeah, Serato Play is free for a while. So download that. Take a spin on the DJ. I'm a tractor boy myself, although I'm shit. I've only just started. Again, anxiety thing. But I like to explain every time something's an anxiety thing, so someone can be like, maybe I should talk to someone about my anxiety. As they're sitting there with their art just going, just, all right, I don't have to feel like this. So yeah, have a look at DJing. Live performance was a big anxiety trigger for me. It's not such a factor in my life now.
Now's a good time to practice while no one's out there doing it. So
apparently it's only $29 usually.
Yeah, I'm sure they got.
Maybe plays like a different limited version. Then
yeah,
do apologise if I'm late.
Everton Light or whatever, isn't it? Live.
Yeah. Right. Anyway. So yeah, go and have a look. What was this? Oh, we got. I like this. I like this a lot. It's an analog waveforms plugin, and I just think the GUI's really gorgeous on it, even though it's kind of happened. Yeah, sorry, I did that because the fucking screen share thing stops me diddling. Right, so this is Vaporwaves 2, virtual rompler. Do you want a rompler? Urban rumpers, rompler in my tomper humper. Tomper tomper.
Rumpler in my jumping tumper.
Rump on my tampon. We should do the rest of it in that language.
Rump on my tumper on my tumping jumper.
Yeah, so it's free. It's free.
Vaporwaves.
And you can get it on the internet where you watch your porn.
They also have VSTs.
Yeah, they also have VSTs on there. Actually, porn was invented by Steinberg. You may not know this as well. In the great VST and porn release of 1971.
Great, thanks for that.
Yeah.
So what's this?
This is your
Vaporwaves?
one-stop shop for all your fact-checked information. And look, down here, you can get this geezer in the background, and he will tell you how the Romans would have done it.
Actually,
like, oh, Claudius, you need to increase the release now. I don't know if that's a Latin accent. I heard like one documentary when I was like 10, and I swear they were like, Claudius in the Latin accent. It was like really odd intonation.
Did you not take classics at school then, mate?
No, I went to a normal school. What do you mean?
You didn't learn classics.
What do you mean classic?
You didn't learn Latin and classics?
What? Yeah, our classics were like So Solid Crew, 21 seconds to go. I got 21 seconds to go. I'm posh and I think I'm street, so that's the main issue you'll find here.
It's all good. So what?
Just got to check yourself.
So
That was one of my 9 million check yourself a day.
9 million checker days. So what is this? It's just a what cheesy sounds of the 80s?
It says it's a Rompler, which is kind of throwing me. I thought it was a synth. It's analog sounds. It VHS waves and 80s TV drums are in it, and it's got an LFO. So that's
FM,
all you need.
FM based
Stonxcast. Yeah, it's an FM based Rompler. I mean, like it'll probably be shopping for you if you ask it.
Yeah, I like FM. FM is additive and noisy.
Frequency modulation is basically how we make our bread and butter now, isn't it?
Yep. Wavetables and FM synth. That's all you need.
Yeah, it's got those for you, and it's free. So what the fuck do you care? Tell us if it's any good. If you have to pay for it, like the reviews, like you can have a go at us. But if it's free and it's shit, we're just like, sorry,
right.
Do the next thing. Here's a man with hair staring at multiple monitors.
11 ways to stare
Perhaps,
at monitors.
I think too many. I don't know what that. I love the face one. I do. I want one that just fucks my shit up, like a centre field. Like, I was itching my nose. They're not picking it, by the way. There's no.
I've got my centre monitors here. Just get your centre monitor, guys. Just put your centre monitor right there.
You just put it right like 6 inches from your face.
That'll do ya.
And you just play a mixture of just drone music and the sound of your mum saying happy birthday to you backwards.
What is this guy doing?
So anyway, yeah, so here we've got Facey Mook. He blatantly doesn't have a face on the other side of that.
He used to.
Oh god, I just entered some sort of horrifying Jimmy Carr laugh. There's a lot to consider when setting up a pair of studio monitors. Like, do you have 2 of them? And are you in the studio? This is 11 tips. Use a second pair. You want reference pair. Raw as fuck reference pair for your near fields, I think. I had some Genelecs that used to kick the fuck out of everything.
Nice.
These
LM1s are great for that. Yeah. They're just so raw.
Oh, and as a lead-in, one of my later news segments will be this man here. He will be telling us. We'll be doing a little. We'll have a chat about USB mics, and Ollie will have a chance to be probably something fucking horrible about something. So that'll be fun. Yeah, all right. As long as it's not focused, as long as the eye of Sauron's not focused on me. I'm nowhere near as passive aggressive. I just want to say on air that I literally don't. There's no issue. It's all for humour. Use the second pair, monitoring levels, calculation modes, reference on a small device, something about the size of an atom.
Phone mode, always. We do our phone check, mode. Always.
Yeah.
I've got this little.
Yeah, I have a phone speaker. Culprit teachers as well. I've also noticed there's some in the mastering chains. There's some other environments as well. There's like a car listening environment that you can do on your mastering in Ableton. So have a look at that.
There's room correction the phone mode that we've got a little plug-in that we made just using Ableton devices.
Yeah, he made something. Get a room correction plug-in. If not, correct your room. One of the two. If you're going to be recording in there, and to be honest, if you're going to be mixing in there as well.
It's one of those ones. I have not got my room sorted because I've got massive fucking windows. It's just not going to work. So I got these guys, KRK 8400s, KNS 8400s, and I do the bulk of my mixing on the headphones and then reference on the speakers. It's one of the things I think if you're recording, like you said, then you need to sort out your area. But if you're DI, everything we do is like guitars and stuff, DI or samples or whatever.
As a turn away from that slightly, I think this is because of my love of really, really harsh near fields. I found that these Focusrite Scarlets, like these are these stock headphones. I'm just like wiggling about with them. These are the stock headphones. I think they're called HP60 MK2s. And I had some really nice AKGs beforehand, and they used to have a bit of an effect where everything sounded still too nice. These are raw as fuck. They are raw as fuck. I don't know if it's even a flat frequency thing or they're just a bit trash, Sorry, Focusrite. I love the rest of your stuff, but these are the things you sell with you. You know.
You give them away for free when you buy fucking.
Yeah.
So
I've actually fallen a little bit in love with these. They make me sort it out. Yeah. And anything that makes me sort it out is golden. Oh my god, what have I gone on? That could have been anything.
So one of the things, just while we're talking about that, we had this conversation. Someone was asking in one of the groups, the Facebook groups. I'm only a hobbyist. I'm gonna buy some new speakers. What should I get? And loads of people chimed in with loads of advice. But my advice was, whatever you get, stick with it. That's the most important thing when it comes to speakers and stuff. Is knowing your equipment, not buying new speakers every 10 minutes. Like, that's why I've stuck with these headphones, because I've had these for like 10 years now, and I know what a mix sounds like in them. These LM1s I've only had for 6 months. If I mixed purely on these LM1s, it wouldn't sound good. But because I've still got the same headphones,
tune your ear.
Yeah, you've got to know. And then, like you say, my room's not treated, so if I listen to these LM1s boosted up loud with my sub down here, my frequency sponsor's all over the place. So again, that's why I use Voxengo Span, just to visually see what you're doing.
Span's good. Get the free Span. Because that's really what's it called, a spectrum analyzer? Yeah,
spectrum analyzer. Span's just a particularly good one. It's got good. I like it.
Voxengo, I like their stuff, and they're even the full one's not too pricey. I don't think.
No, and their free version works totally
dear boy, I have a heralding moment. It is we are actually full of content today and going over the hour mark right now. So I'll carry on, but we'll take them through reasonably quickly.
Yeah, we usually around an hour and 15 by the time we finish blabbering and saying goodbye like 100 times.
Yeah, nice one. Okay, so we've got this. So let's have a quick discussion. Ollie, USB studio mics.
They've always been shit.
Without an interface.
They've always been shit, as far as I'm concerned.
Now, what about now that they're picking up the game? They're obviously leaning towards the fact that there's more bedroom producers who don't want to buy an interface. Rode have released the NT USB Mini.
So I just saw on the back of this, it's USB-C. So straight away that gives it the potential for 15 volts. I think USB-C goes up to 20 volts. So there's no reason for that not to have an entire. Nice. It's not that should have an entire audio interface inside it. Really, that's what I'm imagining. USB-C should be good.
So it will succeed where others have failed.
Yeah, I mean the problem that I have with USB mics is latency. So when you've got your audio interface, then you start running your ASIO drivers. Otherwise, you're relying on Windows or Mac, or if you're using Linux, most people probably aren't, for music production. You're relying on those drivers and everything, which is what the USB kind of lacks on. But then, saying that, my audio was buggered because of driver issues, so there's still a lack of ASIO drivers sometimes.
Trying to find a price on that.
I'll be interested to see, though, what this new range of USB-C microphones are like.
Just going to see if I can get a price.
Yeah, so my mic is a pretty cheap MXL 770. I think it's about 60 quid, and it's a real nice condenser mic. I use it for voiceover work as well, and get nice, close, deep
150 quid.
So this is the thing. My mic was only 60 quid, and you can get a pretty decent audio interface.
Yeah, because this NT1A, which I can almost guarantee you will be a higher quality mic, was 100 with a full studio kit with pop shield. So that's quite expensive, actually. They're having a pop there, aren't they? They're having a go.
It's a tricky one.
Because they know that a lot of people buying these USB mics without interfaces will be first-time buyers.
Yeah. And
I'm not sure I'm happy with that.
If they need a second mic, and they're like, oh, I want a better microphone, then they have to buy an interface, then their first microphone.
Yeah, exactly. They're going to have to do it eventually anyway. So yeah, even with the quality, not 100% sure of them.
Maybe for a podcaster that's like travelling, wants a nice easy
podcasters,
setup.
YouTubers, get yourself involved, maybe.
Probably, but I'm sure you can probably get a decent one that plugs into your phone nowadays.
So, yeah, that's true.
But, I'm sure someone has a use for it. I know a few people mentioned the Bluebell to me when they were looking for USB mics before. So
yeah, that's decent. That's got some heritage.
So
moving on from that to have a look at this. Vocals are the hardest thing to record, I think, other than like really weird tinny acoustic guitar, to get sounding really good. And that's heralding. But I don't do all that much recording now. But that's heralding back to my recording days. So have a look through this. It's just a really good comprehensive article of how to record audio in Ableton.
Clear your throat. Do your cat.
Yeah, warm yourself up, and yeah, it's nice. It's a nice guide to it. So it's really step by step how to get that sort of studio ready sound or mix ready sound. Have a look at that. That's really nice.
Yeah, but then probably most of the people watching this are either, I suppose we might have some like people that are interested in nice vocals, but what?
Well, it'd be a shame to exclude
any
it.
vocals on our tracks are just going to be like, yeah, come on, huh!
Get up! I'll show him. Yeah, you can show him the Neuro sample to finish off, and then you can see exactly what I mean.
Come on.
Right, so we've got this as well. This is another one. 9 genre-spanning music theory hacks. Another thing. Just get your foundation sorted, and there's some cheats.
Again, this is like
genre. I like genre-specific cheats as well. That's quite fun.
There's a lot of stuff that I teach when I'm teaching guitar. There's the little triangle method that I teach for blues.
Yeah.
I'll grab my guitar quick. It's only here. But it's so dumb when you realise it. It's like you got. Right, where's the old fretboard? You got a note, right? Boom. And then there's this triangle. So you got. And that just works wherever you start it. So if you know intonations, a lot of that stuff.
Pretty sure that's how I play guitar.
Yeah, they're just shapes.
I don't think I ever learned anything past like this triangle works. So I always learn, shapes, just literally shapes. I'm not a great guitarist, really.
A lot of this stuff that when you start looking genre specific, it is shapes. Like, if you like Joe Satriani, he just uses fourths for everything, stack fourths. So,
I am slightly presently conscious of the time and our commitment to continuity. So let's go to
420's approaching.
Welter merch. Yeah, all right, mate. All right. I'm a clean cut guy. Welter merch. Rule of 6. Things every editor should know for a great cut. Film and video editing, and I'm starting to wonder if I should do some video editing. So that might have led me towards this. Have a listen to this. Even the article looks really nice aesthetically.
Nice.
And then we have I was excited about this, where he's just talking about the rule of 6. So the rule of 6 is a rule that
let me read it quick.
There you go. It's true to the emotion of the moment, advances the story, occurs the moment that is rhythmically interesting and right, acknowledges. Well, you can read all this when you read it.
All right then, where is it?
So he has it's like a Zen plan to creating those. I think it's a workflow thing realistically. I was more excited. I fobbed this off, but he's actually really, really decent because I was more excited about this. Orange have released a Tiny Terror amp for free
nice.
for Amplitude. It's the So if you have Amplitude, then have a look at this. It's really
the screen's
exciting.
not changed. Where's the orange thing? I can't see it.
What?
Hey,
Really?
There we go. Yeah, it's changed now.
All right, cool.
Your face was updating, but the screen wasn't.
Right, let me have a
Tiny
quick
Terror.
look. I think that is all from the James Roundup. Yes, that is all we have for you today. So why don't you, Oliver, friend, play us out? So essentially, and we'll tie this off with a little roundup, bringing it back to my constant promotion of good mental health. So one of my big things when Ollie and I started doing this is I didn't have a lot of the sound design knowledge that Ollie had because I didn't cut myself off from society when I was 16 and moved down the canal. I'm not saying that actually what I did was better, to be honest. You probably got it right.
Who knows? Neither of us were sane.
I was really struggling. I'd make sounds for my tracks, but they'd be quite simplistic. And I thought, fuck it, the other day, and I did a 2.5 hour or so tutorial, which took me all day to get through, of doing some Neuro style drum and bass. And I actually did a lot of sound design, and I've been doing a lot more after it. So don't be afraid to start learning something late either to make yourself feel better. It's all building your little solid foundation on your skill set, which will allow you to lean on it without freaking out. So Ollie, because he has the computer sound that actually works, if I stop sharing now, we'll just show you a little tiny clip that I made and put on the SoundCloud for him to listen to.
Where is it?
It's in the Discord. It's in Stonx.
Is it on where? Is it on your SoundCloud? I'll find it.
No, it's just on the Discord. I linked it to you.
I find it. You calm now.
Oh yeah, you get to see this guy leering out the screen again.
Yeah, so
Let's go.
It's only 55 seconds. Right, let's go. Yeah, man, some cool little vibes and movement there. I like that.
Yeah, I got a real nice one. The tutorial's super good. Sarah's were really good to me. I got to play around with it a bit, but I am that means a lot to me because I couldn't do that before, and now I know how to do it. So it's super cool. So yeah, look out for that. We'll release that as part of one of the Stonx releases, obviously, because it's that way inclined.
Yeah,
I can't release that as just a national release. It'd just be like, what are you doing?
Yeah, that's the whole point of Stonx.
You've got to have fun with that as well.
That's the whole point of Stonx. Us two can get together and smash some nasties.
Yeah, so it's nice to be able to bring some of that to the table and end on a positive note as well.
Woo,
so
yeah, man.
look after yourselves, guys. Keep safe. Maybe don't end your own quarantine when your government ends the quarantine. It won't be because it's medically safe. So
I'm pretty sure that next episode, when we're talking, people will probably still be in quarantine. So.
Oh, they've already given up though. Like, I mean, I went outside and there's loads of people about. So what can you do?
Yeah, who knows? Man.
But
Stay
yeah, all around the world.
Music.
Yeah, all around the world. Look after yourself.
Peace out, guys.
We will catch up with you for the production on Wednesday.
Yeah, and maybe...
Ashton London 2-track is out on May the 11th. Distributed by DistroKid and will be available on all streaming platforms. And I might chuck a preview up at one point just to give you a sneaky peek because I want to invoke some social goodness.
Yeah, we'll do that on your SoundCloud and we'll get some movement.
Right, do you want to kill the live-o then?
Yeah, man. Nice one, everyone. Thanks for tuning in and we'll catch up with you next week.
See you later, guys.
Bye.
Have a good one. Lovely. Bye.